doing a second take on this video, so I want to get this one really good. Counting down WJRD's top 11 plus 50 survey. Of course, it's all wrinkled up and tore up now from October 31st, 1966. Boy, we covered a lot of Lost 45s on this so far, and we're up to number 30, another Lost 45. This is by Elvis Presley, All That I Am, from the movie Spin Out. The album was called Spin Out as well as his 27th album. None of the cuts on this album were strictly soundtrack for the soundtrack, and this album, it was recorded pretty quick. Recorded at Radio Recorders, that was in Hollywood, and recorded in a 2 day period, February the 16th and 17th, 1966. This album Spin Out by Elvis Presley. This particular record was written by Sid Tepper and Roy C. Bennett. Sid Tepper and Roy C. Bennett, they go back to the 40s. Between 1945 through 1970, they published 300 songs. They worked with some icons, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. We'll get into a little bit more about Frank Sinatra in a minute. But Sid Tepper and Roy Bennett, their first big success was Red Roses for a Blue Lady, covered by Guy Lombardo back in 1948. In the mid-60s, it was covered by Wayne Newton. I believe Al Martino also did a cover of it. Both of those hit versions back in the mid-60s. And Sid Tepper, one of the guys who wrote the song, of course, they wrote this song by Elvis, All That I Am. Sid Tepper rather, and Roy Bennett. Sid Tepper respected Elvis. Sid Tepper, born in 1918. He marveled at Elvis's ability to swing from doing ballads to blues. According to Sid Tepper, and Sid Tepper said that Elvis could not play an instrument. Everybody knows that. But Sid Tepper also said that Elvis could not read music. He didn't need to. Sid Tepper and Roy C. Bennett, they would send Elvis a demo of a song that they wrote. Elvis would listen to the demo twice, and he'd sing the song like he sang it his whole life. He made the song his. Had that ability to make that song his. This is Elvis's song, regardless of who wrote it. It's the king. Who cares who wrote the song? It's the king who's singing it, right? Sid Tepper worked with Elvis. Sid Tepper rather worked with Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was actually Tepper's favorite singer. But as far as working with Sinatra, he found Sinatra very temperamental. A lot of people did. A professional stickler. But here's what Sid Tepper said about Elvis. Sid Tepper said that Elvis was more multifaceted than Sinatra because Elvis could sing rock and roll. Elvis could sing gospel. He put out a gospel album in 1966. Elvis could do pop, he could do ballads. Now, his singing range was not as soulful. He's not Otis Redding. He's not Percy Sledge. Let's make that clear. He's not Aretha Franklin. He's not Cissy Houston of the Sweet Inspirations. But he had that range. Elvis did. Well, we're up to number 30 on WJRD, Tuscaloosa, top 11 plus 50 survey. And it is the king, All That I Am.